Hello, winners, and welcome to Two for the Win with your hosts, Nick and Will. Are you seeking Utopia? Well, if you are, you're going to love today's episode because we have a ship review about Utopia of the Seas. But before we get into that, please be sure to subscribe, share, and follow Two for the Win on your favorite platform. I want to give a shout out to Nick Menard and Associates with Dream Vacations for sponsoring today's episode. Thank you, Nick Menard.
You're welcome. Hello, Will. Hello, winners. How you all doing?
Yeah. So we got a little Wanderlust. So Nick has taken it upon himself where I think he wants to be able to personally review every ship in the fleet and the history of cruise lines, because this man is checking them out. But the beauty is you get to hear from him on the things that work and maybe some of the areas of opportunity on these ships. So who better to ask than somebody who's actually experienced it? So I know you just came back from a beautiful trip of Utopia of the Seas, and you had some thoughts about the ship itself that I think our Wanderlusters are going to love hearing about.
Yeah, thank you, Will. Well, yeah, that would be fantastic if I can make a review for every single ship on planet Earth. But then
It's just a matter of time.
I don't know. There's a lot. But yeah, no. So maybe saying a word about the why I went on this one particularly, because it was to celebrate the 1 year anniversary of the agency growing and becoming a team, not only a one-person show, but now a team. So I decided to do like an event and everybody welcome clients and of course associates. And I was happy that majority of associates came and spent some time on the ship with their family. And so we were all together, able to do a lot of things. Like the most important part is that we were able to visit every single suite category of Utopia of the Sea. So that's a ship that does only 3 and 4 nights sailing out of Port Canaveral in Orlando. So if you want short cruises, this is a perfect cruise for that, because it's a very, very, very nice ship category. It's part of the Oasis class, so it's the 6th ship in the class, and it's a new one. I mean, it entered service, I think it's July 2024. So it's been a year and a half or so, almost 2 years actually, that it started. But it's a beautiful, beautiful ship. It go up to 5,600 guests and 2,200 crew members. So at full capacity, we have around 8,000 people on that ship. But it's a beauty from the outside and the inside. So I'm happy to talk more about this. But the real reason I was on it is to celebrate the 1 year anniversary with the team.
Yeah, it's so awesome to see how the agency has grown in multiple states, which is really cool. So, there was something we were talking about. We were coming back together from another trip. Nick and I were, and the person who was driving us was talking about some different things, and invariably you get talking about travel. And you said something to her that I've heard you say multiple times to people, but it's like when you work in the travel business, it doesn't necessarily feel like work, from the sense that everybody you talk to is happy because they're thinking about a trip that they're planning on going to. So just really cool to see how the agency has grown. Really great to see how the travel industry continues to grow and thrive, and people need that time to get away, right? It's to recharge and recreate. So yeah, this is cool. So congratulations on the 1 year of the agency expanding and making that a multi-state agency as well.
Thank you so much. No, that's exciting, and it's only the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, onward and upward, as we say.
Exactly.
So Royal Caribbean seems to be the one, for a variety of reasons, that you've personally been going on a lot. So, but maybe share with the audience, like, what was similar about Utopia compared to the other ones, and I'm sure you'll go into some of the differences as well.
No, absolutely. And the reason why I go on a lot of Royal Caribbean in all transparency as well is because, people who know me know that I like to play cards. And so I like to spend time in a casino. And Royal Caribbean has an amazing casino, plan or offer for people who play casino on the ship. So who more I play, who more I'm able to go on different ship and a very good rate or even complimentary. So that's actually like that brings more energy to me to actually play a little bit more. And that's the whole goal for the reason why they have those programs, of course. But it's good for me as a travel agent to be able to use this to also check majority of their ship. And I think in a few weeks we're gonna have another one on Symphony of the Sea, because that's another one I'm gonna go, then Explorer of the Sea. So that's why I'm able to do those travel. And I live in Florida, so for me it's a couple of hours driving, and I can jump in for 5 days and then come back home. So that's good. And then you mentioned it doesn't feel like working, but it's working. So it's like when I'm on a ship, of course, you advertise the the lifestyle aspect of it, but it comes with work, because there's nothing coming without work. And I think it's a good parallel with our Monday mindset podcast episode that we have. Fun, work hard, play hard, and I like to say work smart, play hard. But definitely to get into the Oasis ship. So I said already, it's part of the Oasis class. So if you were familiar with Wonder of the Sea, which we already talked about, it's extremely similar. And so there are some differences, but that's very similar. Fun fact about the Utopia class, Utopia ship, is that that was the first ever Oasis class who were powered by LNG. LNG means liquefied natural gas. So that's a fun fact. So basically, it's lower emission, more energy efficient operations, and it's basically part of the Royal Caribbean push towards sustainability. So that's something very good for people who like to go on to go on a ship, that it's actually better for. So this is actually great for the environment. So that's why if you think about this and you want something like this, well, this specific ship of Utopia of the Sea would be a great way to actually go have fun and also be in a liquefied natural gas ship.
That's really cool. And whenever I hear about gas, I always go back. This is what happens when you have kids. I remember the movie Cars, and there's this scene where the mom card, and then the guy comes up and he's like, "Yeah, she's got gas, lots of gas." So I don't know why that always goes through my head whenever I hear the word gas now, but it's 10 years in running.
I know. Well, I'm glad that it's coming to your head. Like maybe some people are listening. I'm like, what is this guy talking about?
I know. Yeah, just feel for my friend Nick. He's got to deal with me. But so liquefied natural gas, lots of gas on the Utopia of the Seas, which is good.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, a good way for me to explain Utopia, it's literally a resort on water. And I know it's the same for different ships, but Utopia, it's typical 3-4 days of fun on a ship, but it's a beautiful ship. It's on the same kind of fun as Carnival, short ship. So it's not like partying, everybody drunk. No, it can happen, but it's definitely not the kind of population or the kind of style of vacation you can expect. If you are in your 50s, in your 60s, and you want to relax, you will be able to do that on Utopia of the Sea as well. And that's the beautiful thing about this. Of course, some of the highlights include some thrill activities like the Ultimate Abyss, when you have it's a 10-story dry slide who go from the aft of the ship to the promenade that you can take. So it's kind of fun, and people take picture of that all the time. So it's a very nice little detail that they have that maybe most ship don't have.
Is that the one that Taylor was coming down when he sent the video?
No. That's
slide?
in the suite. That's in the suite.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. All right. I'll be quiet. Go ahead. Keep going. Yeah.
So a zip line across the boardwalk. You have the flow rider, which is the case in most Royal Caribbean ships. So that's a surf simulator. You have a rock climbing wall in the aft next to the water area when you have an amazing show at night. Same exact aft as the Wonder of the Sea, but the show is different. Wonder of the Sea have a show with its 100% female that is outstanding. So the Wonder of the Sea, you have the same kind of show, but it's 100% female. And on Utopia of the Sea, you have a mix, female and male, but both show are outstanding. So I highly recommend you to go. I think they have 2 shows every sailing, but it's the same show. I recommend you to go because it's 50 minutes of pure, beautiful scenery, great acrobats, great music. It's the 80s on Utopia, so that's all 80s music, Michael Jackson, U2, and things like that. So it's really neat. And then you have, of course, tons of water slides. So if you have a family with children, amazing to be able to do the water slide on Utopia of the Sea. Then the pool and the water areas, you have multiple pool decks. You have a splash zone, for children, and you have an adult-only areas, and that's in the solarium. So you have a solarium in front of the ship, and it's kind of a big area that it's adult-only. When you have a lot of jacuzzis, huge jacuzzis, you have a lot of place to lay down or table to play cards and things like that, with a beautiful view of the water. Entertainment wise, so I already mentioned the Aqua Theater show that it's absolutely to do. It's special 80s. You have a Broadway style production. That was not bad at all. Great singers, and definitely a great way to interact with music and visual. So that's really cool to see. The ice skating shows, very, very similar as the one on Wonder, for example. Comedy
Okay.
clubs, it's a
Yeah.
hit or miss. Some comedians are fantastic and you can laugh for like 20 minutes, and some are just more but it's always cool to go and comedy clubs, because you never know who you will be able to see. And then
That-
you have tons of live music venue. So that's definitely for the entertainment piece. And then you have the dining and bars. So like every huge Royal Caribbean ships, you have tons of options for dining. Here you have, I don't know how many, but 20 plus dining venues, 20 plus bars and lounges. You have tons of specialty restaurants and casual eateries and buffet and things like that. Something I want to bring to your attention. Every ship have usually one specific area for dining, and this one, it's called the Utopia Station. And the Utopia Station, I did it. It's kind of pricey. I think it's $120 per person or something like that. But it's a 3 or 4 course dining, and it's a simulation like you are in a train. So on a ship, in simulation, you are on a train, and all the windows on the side of the train, that's actually virtual, but it's real image of it's like you are in a Western, like
Oh, how cool.
it's like in a Western. So you just, the train goes different valley in the Western area. Then you have the bandits who comes and get in the train. So you literally eating like you are in a train. So it's not a lot of room. It's like you can probably put 30 people or 40 people maximum in that dining. But it's interaction. So you get food. Food was outstanding. And it's always a negative point I have about Royal Caribbean in general, and food is always very underwhelming. I have to say that specific attraction dining option is fantastic. Food was outstanding. Look at the YouTube, because you will see some of the picture I took of the food over there, and it's great. And then between each course, you have something happening in the train. So you have bandits coming in and you take some people hostage, things like that. You have.
I'm sure they didn't take you hostage.
No, they make actually a remark about me, like, "Ooh, this guy, leave it alone."
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I bet.
but it's pretty cool. It's an hour and a half, I think 2 hours max, and it's really something that I think you should be doing one time. Again, it's pricey. A big tip: try to talk when you reserve it over there on site. Just tell them, hey, what discount can you give me? And they will give you probably 20% off by asking. So always good to say that. But highly recommend you go day 1, because day 2, day 3, they will be sold out, because it's only a 3-4 days cruise. So if you don't go the first day to reserve, the other day it's not going to work. And when you get in, it's like a station. So they just modeled everything like you get into a train station, and you have those thing on the wall with, the forecast or the time, the schedule that changed like in the train station. And when you come in, 10 minutes before you can go in, you actually have your name showing up. So that turn, and then you have your name, the first name of people who are going to be there with you in your group. And then you have the table that you assign to. So they show that like that way. So that's pretty neat.
That's
and then
cool.
you received also a moonshine that's included. So you have
Now you're talking.
soft
Now you're talking
drink
my
and then
language.
moonshine. Yeah. So definitely, that was probably the highlight for me because it was different than anything else I did on a ship before, and it was excellent food and fun entertainment. So highly recommend if you want to do it. Now, if you have a large family, like 3-4 kids, that's gonna be a lot very pricey, and I don't know if the kids will enjoy the same way. But I think for adults, it's pretty good.
That's awesome. No, that's very cool. And the tables, what are they? Basically 4 to a table, 6 to a table, or could you
Two, so
tell?
it's like one side is you can sit with two, I think, and then
Okay.
the other side is table for four. So you have two one side, two the other side, so looking at each other, two two, and
Okay.
it's literally like you're in a train. In the middle is just when people are just walking to serve
Ah,
you and to entertain you, and then on the each side it's like you're in a train, and then you have literally a film going on. So, but it looks very real, so that's very well done.
that's cool. Yeah, that does sound very interesting. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, why not take advantage of it? But they have Uh, you're talking about the price, but when you think about, like, they have some cities will have, like, those, train I forget exactly what they call it, train show, it's a dinner show on a
Oh yeah,
train,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
But the
yeah.
train's
The
not
Utopia
moving, like
station.
the Yeah, yeah, the train's not moving, but here you got a virtual thing that's going, and when you think about for the food quality and then the entertainment, like, if you did this out on your own, you would spend more, right, than that
Oh,
if you did both
100%.
those things differently, so that sounds like a cool
And
thing
it
to do in the
feels
cruise.
like you are on a train because they have
Yeah.
like and so you move a little bit like that all the time. So it's like you
Oh,
are
okay.
really in a train. And when they break, because yeah, like I said, there's bandits coming and then they take hostage the train. The trains, break and you feel it. You feel like you are in the train. So it's pretty neat when you know that you are on a ship. So
Yeah.
pretty
That
cool.
sounds awesome, actually. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the show you were mentioning earlier about that, the water show, I
Mm.
actually came across on my social media feed where one of the divers had somebody record her from the top.
Mm.
And then when she does that dive, and oh my gosh. So
Yeah.
if I've seen it and a couple times and it's amazing, but if you haven't seen it, it's quite the feat. And then the ice skating show I actually like. I thought the choreography, if it's the same one like Wonder, yeah,
Yeah,
I
very
really
similar.
enjoyed it. Yeah, and you're right about the comedians, like, most of the time, they're really good, but every once in a while, you get a dud, but, what can you do? The comedy
Yeah.
is in the eye of the beholder, or the ear of the beholder, I guess I should say.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And for those who never been on that kind of ship or the Oasis class, I will tell you a bit more about it. So one hallmark of Oasis class ship is that the ship is divided into distinct neighborhood. So you have the Central Park, which is look like a little Central Park. So real plants and upscale restaurant all around. You can sit down and have a coffee. So it's very typical. It's outdoor as well. So it's in the middle of the ship, but there is no sailing. So you're literally outdoor. Then you have the Broadwalk, which is the carnival vibe, carousel, family fun. That's where you have the the climbing things for children. That's where you have the show, also the water show. So that's the Broadwalk, and then you have the Royal Promenade, which is inside, and it's a shopping and nightlife area. You have the pizza there that everybody go at night, because that's very good pizza, and you have the coffee thing. You have the Latino bar. So at night it's always very very loud, like with Latin music and things like that. So that's the Royal Promenade. Then you have the pool and sport zone. You have the entertainment place, and then you have the youth zone where you can put your children during the day or even sometime in the evening. If you want to have some time with your significant other without the children, they take care of your children, and it's including the cost as well. So you know this layout helps guests feel like they're exploring different areas rather than one giant ship.
Yeah. No, yeah. No, I really like Royal. I mean, I hear your point about the food. I think, it's better than, a lot of the other ships in its class or below for sure, but when you compare it to things like Virgin, it's a little different, but it sounds like the dinner show with the train was really excellent, and I've always liked the sit-down dining. Like, I've usually
Hmm?
enjoyed that. Like, they typically have escargot, which I
Oh,
never eat escargot unless I'm on a ship for the most part, or like the one time we were in France, but I like their escargot, and it comes out really good, so but I think, like, the buffet is where I notice the difference in quality sometimes. Like if you're doing the buffet, they have some good stations, but some stations are like, but again, it's personal preference too.
Yeah,
So.
and in Utopia, it's literally the perfect fit for families, for multi-generational travel, first-time cruiser. I like to usually let first-time cruiser go on a short experience, so they have an idea of what it is. Even though we need to warn them that the kind of people on those 3-4 night experience are not the same as 7, because who longer the sailing is, who different the audience will be,
Yeah.
because usually young professionals or young adults, they don't have too much time because of work and things like that, and who older you get, who more you have the capability to sail longer, and also financially, and also that's not always easy. Entrepreneur can do that probably more as well as they get older. So the kind of people will be a bit different, but that's great for everything I just mentioned. Weekend getaways. If you live in Florida or you live close by Orlando in this case, well, it's perfect. I think it's Monday to Friday for the 4 nights and Friday to Monday for the 3 nights. So it's a weekend getaway. Monday at 7:30, you can get off the ship. So basically, you just need to take Friday off, for example, in this case. Or group celebrating events. I had a wedding cruise that I scheduled on Utopia of the Sea. Great feedback from everybody. That's perfect thing to do for those things. So because of the short itineraries, it's often described as the ultimate weekend cruise. And I love that. And definitely Utopia is probably one of the best, if not the best, for that here in Florida.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that sounded like a great time. And I'm sure, like you said earlier, you got a little gambling in so that you can keep getting those benefits from that and all that fun stuff. But any other last tidbits about that ship you wanted to share for our audience that would
Yes,
help
I
them?
do. I do.
Mhm.
And it's basically based on what I mentioned beginning. So we were able to experience the different suites. So for those who don't know, you have tons of suites. I mean, I don't even know by heart, but we visit, I think, 7 or 8 different one, and they're
Oh, wow.
all very different. And we didn't visit all of them because the junior suite, for example, I've been saying there, most people know them. So it's a little bit bigger than a balcony, and you have a lot more room for a walk-in closet and things like that. But we went into those 1-bedroom suite, 2-bedroom owner suite, suite who can hold 10 people. So those are huge. And you mentioned Tyler sliding out of a slide. That's in a bedroom.
Oh, wow.
So you have 2-bedroom like that on the ship, and it's literally huge. You have 2 floor, of course, since you have a slide, and then you have so many room to sleep in. I mean, they don't want more than, I think it's 5 or 6 adults maximum there, because there's some place that it's more for children, to sleep in and not for adults. But you have 2 full bedrooms, and then you have a bedroom with like bunk beds, so for 4 kids, and then you have sofa beds. It's huge balcony when you have like 2-3 tables, like things to lay down. So it's high end, high level. You have that slide, of course, going from upstairs to downstairs for children, so they don't have to take the traps, the steps. So the stairs to go from the first floor to the second floor in the bedroom, they're piano stairs. So when you step
Oh,
in, the light change. So each step have a different light and a sound. So you go fast, slow, you do 2 by 1, so that's another sound. So you have people playing with that, and children love that, even though there is a slide. But when they come back up, they love the aspect of it. Also, the the bathroom are really, really bigger. Like I'm 6'8" for those who don't know, so I'm always struggle on ship for the bathroom. Those bathrooms are bigger, so that's really good also for taller people. So definitely that's the ultimate suite. That's amazing, and that can hold a lot of children. So that's really cool. The 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, also very good, bigger as well, but more for adults. Like, less children oriented, I would say, but very, very good. But the 2 that I would highlight, there is one who is next to the solarium. So the suite next to the solarium do not have a balcony, but they have windows, electric windows, when you can literally put them half down. So you can literally look all outside and the wind come in. It's beautiful. It's in forward. You have only two of them, I believe. Two of them, yeah. One of each side. And then from there, you can access the solarium immediately, which is adult only there. You can have children in there, which was weird. So they allow children in the room, but not in the solarium. But that's the solarium suite. It's little for people who get directly to the solarium, which is adult only, but whatever. But I love this one the most. It's a huge living area, immense. And now if you go on YouTube, you will have a little video of what I filmed there. It's just gorgeous, like a sitting area, a dining room. It's immense. You have a huge bar with all the alcohol that you can imagine, all the soft drink you can imagine. It's your own bar. You have two separate toilet area. And then when you go, you have a room with door for the main bedroom with the view. So basically you have the bed, and in front of the bed, it's all open and you have the view forward. So it's like a beautiful view in front of the ship when you have the heliport. So you see the heliport from your bed. And then behind the bed, you have like the bathroom. Behind the bed first, you have like a walk-in closet. It's huge. It's the size of your bed. And then behind that, you have a most beautiful bathroom. Like it's high level, high end, huge bath, huge shower, 2 sink. It's immense. I highly, highly recommend. I mean, that would be my to go to if I could choose any room I want, is that one. And finally, the last one is the one that has the view on the Aqua Show. So the Aqua Suite is gorgeous because it's a huge balcony. That one balcony go to one side, to the other side is on the aft. So you have the full view on the aft, and then you can watch the show every night from your balcony. So this is great because you will see when you go watch the show, you look right and left and you see all those suites who are just sitting down, drinking champagne and looking from their room. That's the room I'm talking about. And those are really, really immense as well. So those will be the two main recommendations, the solarium one and the Aqua Suite.
Wow. Yeah, those sound phenomenal. And for similar but different reasons as well, though, right? Like, so the solarium. So I know some people like love the solarium, not only because it's a children-free zone in that area, but it's a little warmer, right? Like, so like if it's a little windy out, you can be in the solarium and be a little toasty. But I think like being able to watch an aqua show from my own room and not have to worry about the crowd per se, that would be very cool as well. So
absolutely.
Very neat, very neat. There, see, some fun facts, Wanderlusters. You wouldn't have known if you not heard it from Nick here. Any last things about Utopia of the Seas you wanted to share?
Just do it. Just try it out.
Yeah, sounds phenomenal. I just would like to go down this slide. I would do that for like an hour, I think, depending on how much I drank before. But all right, Wanderlusters, there you have it. Utopia of the Seas with Royal Caribbean. You got all that you need to go ahead and make that next trip a reality by calling Nick Menard and Associates with Dream Vacations. But thanks as always for listening. Please be sure to subscribe, share, and follow 2 for the 1 on your favorite platform. And please check out our YouTube channel to watch some of the videos and the pictures that Nick talked about today. That'll do it for this Wednesday, our Wanderlusters. We will see you next time. Take care.
Bye, winners.